So this was long before all the updates and that, where you could pick as much characters as you want. 5 Genshis? No problem. Speaking of Genshis, let's zap them all to hell. Oh yeah, starting with you, and then this guy right here. Zoop around, zippity dop zoop bop, and there we go. All of them taken care of. Let's review Symmetra, shall we? So this is Symmetra, or Symmetra from what I called earlier. She has 100 health and 100 shield, and she's a support character, even though she doesn't really do any healing. So what does she do? Let's look at her main weapon first, the photon projector. It fires 7.5 to 15 to 30 damage depending on how long you hit them, and it fires a homing beam and increases damage each second. So first it'll be 7.5, then 15 a second later, then 30 2 seconds later. And you can do 4 hits per second with this weapon. And it has 100 ammo. So the longer you hit them, the less longer it's going to kill your enemy. So if you're going to go after a tank, you're going to be killing them quite easily depending on how much you hit them. So the photon projector is no doubt unique. Same thing with her alt fire, which is called Energy Ball. Energy Ball, it's a small moving projectile that can go through shields and enemies. And that depends if it's fully charged at least. And it can use up to 4 to 20 rounds depending on the charge. And it does a massive small 26 damage to 125 damage. And this is good when it comes to if your enemies are going to be going to alternate routes and you can just spam the energy ball, or you can just simply charge it up and then just charge after them once they evaded the ball at least. And no, you cannot headshot with this weapon. So without that aside, let's see what her abilities are. And this is the ability that makes Symmetra Symmetra. This is called Sentry Turret, and she can deploy a turret within the scenery, or where she aims at. So it can be on top of a ceiling, beside a wall, all that fun stuff. You can only place 6 of them at a time, however, because that's how much she can only deploy, 6 of them at a time. And she could fire about, or they can fire about 20.5 health each. It's different when it comes to the PC, but it has a 10-meter range, and they only have 1 health only, so putting them in a place, or a whole place, can be a little bit detrimental to them, because a rocket that can blast them all into oblivion, sadly. So do be wise on where to put them, and put them into all kinds of shortcuts and places. Her last ability, well, it was originally a different kind of ability, which she can regenerate shields to your friendlies, 25 at least. But this one is called the Photon Barrier. Photon Barrier deploys a fast-moving barrier, about the same speed as you, and it has 1025 health and it's 5 meters wide, as you can see there. And it has a 10-second cooldown. You can use this to push in and destroy enemy turrets, or push in and to defend your friends, or you can even go in for a swift counterattack, and go in and circle them around with your main weapon. And it can definitely help out in all those scenarios. But it's more useful than it was with her other ability. But what about her ultimate, or ultimates? So, like D.Va, she has 2 ultimates, but they're more useful than that of D.Va. So instead of deploying into her mech or that, these are entirely different. This one is called Teleporter. Teleporter basically does what it says. You deploy an exit area where your friendlies are going to be spawning at. So I'm going to kill myself to show what this ultimate does. It shows an entrance right into the spawn point and only has 6 charges. So an entire team can go in there entirely and can no doubt be there to save an objective in that. But it can also stay there until it's destroyed. It has 50 health and 350 shielding, and will be refunded if an enemy hits a checkpoint or a key objective. Her second and last ultimate is a bit unique and was added on later in the game. This one is called Shield Generator, and shield generator has the same health as the teleporter, 50 health and 350 shield. It deploys a generator within the map, and it gives all your friendlies, including yourself, plus 75 shield, and it will recharge if you're hurt, and if some of your shield's taken. So this is like the ultimate defense if you're going to be defending an entire area, or if you're making a last ditch effort. Definitely useful in all kinds of situations. So now that we know how that Symmetra works, how do we play as her? She is unique, unlike the other support heroes. So Symmetra is one of the most unused heroes in the game because she doesn't do any healing. So the other people are just like, fuck it, let's just use the others. But Symmetra does more damage than any other support heroes, as you can see from her abilities and from her weapon. So, use her main weapon when circling other people so you won't get damaged, especially when it comes to the bigger heroes like Reinhardt, Warthog, or Roadhog, and Diva, so you won't get hit at all, and you can easily just finish them off when your weapon is charging up with more damage. And use the ult fire when it comes to unused routes, or charge up your energy ball and just charge in and go in for the kill. You can maybe sometimes get a lucky kill or two with the ult weapon, but don't count on it, especially when it's that slow. Deploy your turrets one at a time, especially when it comes to bigger routes. The bigger routes, use about like 3, or with another route, use about like 2 or 1, just to give them a nice little surprise. But the more turrets you have, the more damage you'll do. And also, use your turrets when it comes to your teleporter or shield generator, just to protect them, and keep them out of sight. And when you're using your photon projector, use them when it comes to flanking, or when you're helping a whole bunch of heroes out. Your friendlies is what I mean. But without further ado, let's play as Symmetra. Thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and be sure to look at my Facebook page down below. So until then, Galactic Storm saying, keep charging, bitches.